I got my mortgage for my dream home. Call for your VMBS mortgage today.
With VMBS, you're sure.
Thank you so much for joining us for another edition of All Angles. I'm Dion Jackson Miller, and a very special welcome to our viewers on onespotmedia.com. Corporal punishment is our focus this evening, with the government announcing that the practice will soon be outlawed in schools. But should abolition in the home perhaps be next? Joining us this evening, we have Dr. Claudette Crawford Brown, lecturer in social work at the University of the West Indies. Also with us, human rights advocate Glenroy Murray, and also Philippa Davies rounds out our panel, advocacy officer of the Jamaica Coalition for Healthy Society. First, though, to gauge public reaction on the issue, TVJ's Giovanni Dennis took to the streets.
Many people in Jamaica, including some school administrators, still believe in corporal punishment as a form of discipline for children. We asked persons in the old capital, Spanish Town, their experiences with flogging growing up.
My grandfather was a serious man. He used to whack me. Especially, we used to go, when we go to school, we chiefly Friday day whenever we used to go to school. We go river and so on and come in all the night. And we used to get whopping. And then we used to have some animal we used to look after. Sometimes we not going to look after the animal them. Get whopping for that. We get no beaten at school.
Which one of them you remember was stand out in your head?
We don't know what to answer about that. I know, remember one time a teacher named Mr. Higgins. I asked if you know what me. I never remember what me do. But I asked if you know what me, believe with a fight.
How did it make you feel at the time?
Well, after a while, they never come nowhere to me. For me, know say, boy, you forget whopping.
Why you think you must get whopping as a boy?
How hard as you must show what you play respect to certain things. You understand?
And if some people say, boy, it's a bad thing and it teaches kids violence and it is abuse in some instances, what you say about that?
Well, not really abuse still, because wrong is wrong, right or right.
When you was small, you're not going to love the lick. But becoming an adult, you're going to realize that that was the right thing.
What do you think about persons who would say, boy, it is bad and it teaches violence in the children? What would you say about that?
If you do it the right way, it won't teach violence. You don't have to abuse them, batter them. But you make them know that don't do it again.
You used to get flogging growing up?
Yes, I do.
Your experiences, tell me some of your experiences and why you used to get beaten.
Well, maybe if I come home late or don't do a homework on time, well, my mother usually beat me for that, a form of reforming what I should do at home and at school.
You used to get beaten at school too?
Yes.
Like what? What do you used to do when you get beaten at school?
Like if you do something wrong, according to the teacher's rule or the classroom, you'll get a flogging from the teacher.
And how you feel about that? During the time when you used to get beaten, how that used to make you feel?
Well, to me, it helps in some cases. But in other cases, I think it's like a form of hurting a child while you're saying that you're changing a child, you understand me? But to me, it's a form of abuse.
I see you walking now with your daughter. Is your daughter?
Yes, it is.
Your personal feelings on flogging now, what they call corporal punishment?
My feeling is that I don't hit my daughter. I don't do that because in the form of it is how you grow up a child, and it takes a village to raise a child, and that doesn't mean the village has to be beating down on the child. It's a form of talking to the child, letting the child understand what is right from what is wrong. And in a child growing up, it is like a stage thing. So in each stage, a child is going to do something. So it is your job as a parent to try and reform that behavior without trying to enforce a type of corporal punishment on the child.
You used to get beaten growing up?
Oh, yes, I did. A lot. A whole lot.
What you used to do for get beaten?
Depends. Sometimes the way you behave, the way you speak to your parents, it's just all about that.
You used to get beaten at school?
Oh, yeah. Because I didn't have any manners going to school. And trust me, teacher used to bust my cup.
One of the experiences that you remember?
I remember one day I was in class and the teacher name was Miss Rose. And she asked me a question and I didn't answer her. And she was like, Anne-Marie, didn't hear I was talking to you. And I said, yes. And I talked to her in a way that I shouldn't have. And she whipped me. I didn't have any problem about that.
Just speaking to your daughter, tell me that she used to get a little spanking from her when she was younger. What are some of the things you'd have to spank her for sometimes?
She's very stubborn. And if she feel like she's not moving, she's not moving. If she feel like she shouldn't do whatever, she's not gonna do it. Don't care what you do. You could have slap her, you could have pinch her.
So what you used to have to do because of that now when she's so hard of hearing?
Jerk her.
When you say jerk her, what do you mean?
All around jerk her. Because sometimes if I hit her, I might sorry for her afterwards. So I just want to say, little girl, you can't hear.
And you used to get jerk up when you're young?
Enough jerk from my father. Whole heap of jerk, because my father, he was a special constable. And me, myself, never stand up to some of the things them what him believe in.
Like what?
He believe that if him say move and you don't move, him slap you. Sometimes it's not because you're not going to move, but you have something at the moment doing, so you would have to put that aside and then move. But him just believes that you should have moved before him even say it.
When you used to beat you with, what used to happen?
Sometimes him whap me with the hose. Sometimes him take off him police belt, that one there with the shine buckle, so, and fold it and whap.
How you used to feel about that?
Feel bad.
How you feel about the whole corporal punishment? I mean, having experienced it yourself and do it to your daughter, you think it's a good or a bad thing?
Listen, you see these children these days, I don't know what we could do or we can do for them, because in those days we are afraid of whipping. So if our parents said don't do that, we can't do it. If you do it, judgment take you. So the thing is, with these children, them get so accustomed to whipping that you can't whip them again. Whipping them is like wasting time. So we have to have another method, I think, to deal with them.
It depends on what they are being flogged for. Yes, so if it's just something simple where which the parent can talk to the child about, then no, I don't believe that the child should be flogged. Yeah.
What are you in terms of at home? You ever get beaten when they home yet when they get trouble?
Regular. When I did younger, but you see, my mother is a very understanding parent. So you see, when I come of age, like she have a certain age, like 14, she would like say, all right, time up now, I can't keep on flogging you for everything. So she said, okay, we're going to have a conversation about what I've done wrong.
So what's one of the things you used to get beaten for?
Why, when I go to the door and, and whenever I ask her, and she say, alright, I got a town and I do not want to leave the yard. And my friend them say, roping up. Them things become I say, I'm say, no, I can't come out the door. And them say, come, I play water. And I say, alright, I go to the door for 5 minutes. And you say after that, when my mother come 5 minutes and mother reach, what? She beat me. Said, beer run up and down around the house.
On March 21 in Parliament, Prime Minister Andrew Holness made this announcement.
The government will amend the Education Act to explicitly prohibit corporal punishment in schools.
It's a good move because in my sense it is called abuse. And sometimes even though the teacher at the school beating the child, sometimes the teacher is not beating her child at home. So in my case, they should remove it.
But what about for some people who may say, boy, you know, depending on them get out of hand, you need to discipline them and bring them in order. What do you say about that?
There are agencies that are in the country that deal with behavioral management for students, such as in school and out of school. So if the child is in that case that they need to be corporal punished, that means you take them to the agency, that the agency deal with it. You have agencies such as cadets that are in school that try to reform certain behavioral management of students. So if it's in the school, then you need to have an organization like that.
I don't think they should flog a child for certain things they can have a conversation with them about. Yeah, detention. Different. You have different ways to, techniques, as she said. Time out, yeah. For example, time out and all of those.
What do you mean by time out?
Time out meaning, all right, you're talking in the class, you don't want to hear I've talked to you like 3 times, okay, come out of the class and stand at the door. 15 minutes, 5 minutes, simple.
So you're saying alternative punishment and not beating.
Yes, I believe alternative punishment and not beating.
You think that's effective? You think the timeout is effective?
Yes, it's very effective because when the child comes back inside, you know, they're going to feel upset inside, say, send me outside because I was talking and I tell him something never talk, but no inside say you did that talking about. You feel away, so when you come in and I go talk to them and your friend them, you go understand and you go say, all right, I'm not going to talk.
They must tell the people them not to abuse the children, but they must get slapped. Some children cannot live without get slapped. And laugh after them parents. Don't do that. And them are kick and then are staring at your face and do it. Don't care how small they is. And you have to touch them, make them understand.
So so essentially you still believe that there's a place for corporal punishment in the schools and in the homes?
Of course. Why should you do it properly?
And when you say do it properly, what you mean? Because for some...
Don't abuse them. You don't have to batter them, to bruise them, but make them know that one word is one word. Yeah. Tell you don't do it, you don't stare and grin and you still do it. Then you get to touch, you understand, say if me do it again, me go and get a slap.
Why I don't agree with that, you know? Because I know say from your child, you do something wrong and you forget shake up for come to yourself and know what is it, good from bad.
So you believe that there is still a place for corporal punishment in the schools and in the homes?
Not really corporal punishment, but you have to get slapped. When we used to go to school, most lick strap in my hand. You know, cane. You ever get slapped with cane?
Well, no, I never been slapped with a cane. Tell me about it.
Yeah, we get strapped with cane over my hand and over my shoulder. But the strap no in your hand. You get your hand and then whap you and you drive yourself you get them again. You have to hold it. All the time sometimes we go school late. Sometimes, you know, when you're a young boy, you go school late. If you run to school, you see headmaster pan platform wait for you know. For days at school. You don't know about that.
You think it make you a better person growing up?
Of course. No wrong for right. I never do nothing wrong, you know. That's is bad for you. Well, I'm not ashamed to tell you, me never got no quotas and no at all yet. Never.
These kids, they are completely different from the way I was grow up. The way I grow up, when somebody talk to you, either you listen, these kids don't hear none at all. They talk, when you talk to them, it's as if it's not them you're talking to. So they have to get a little of that.
Do you discipline your son?
Oh, yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
What are some of the things that you have to discipline him for sometimes?
My son does not listen. He don't listen none at all. You talking to him is not him you're talking to. It's totally like somebody else you're talking to. And he will be doing something and you say, no honey, don't do that. And by the time you turn around and come back, it's the same thing I'm doing. I have to slap him.
So you believe there's a place for corporal punishment then?
Yes, I do.
And you believe that there may be alternative punishment, because some people might say, boy, you know, that's abuse and you're abusing the children and you're teaching them aggression and violence by beating them. How do you respond to that?
It depends again on how an adult deal with a child. How you interact with a child is totally different from abusing a child. You can be dealing with a child and don't abuse the child. Punish a child and don't abuse the child. The way you deal with the child is completely different.
Some still believe that there's a place for corporal punishment in schools. If outlawed as promised by the Prime Minister, however, it's possible that very soon, acting on that belief may land school administrators in trouble with the law. For All Angles, I'm Giovanni Dennis.
Thank you so much, Giovanni. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we hear from our panel. Now, just to remind you that you can tweet me. It's DJ Miller JA. And you can text us as well. It's 429-9924. 429-9924. Do give me your first name. Tell us where you are. We're back in a moment.